Superman is killing it at the domestic box office, grossing about $150 million already in just few days. Just one weekend has already started changing the perception of DC Universe for better. Superman is indeed a good movie. Both critics and general audience are giving it overwhelmingly positive reviews, and the word of mouth looks strong. The international market is a bit slower to warm up, but I still think this film will land around $600 to $650 million globally, well above Warner Bros. $500 million expectation, and exactly the kind of comeback DC needs to win back hearts. This is my third time watching this movie, and it keeps getting better every single time. I loved Man of Steel for its action, its cinematography, and its willingness to do something different with the Superman character. But I'm thrilled to see DC returning Superman back to his roots. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is easily my highlight for this movie, and rewatching this movie only cemented my initial opinion about this character. Nick is an exceptional actor. I can't buttress this point enough. He made me feel every ounce of hatred and obsession towards Superman. Every single word that came out from his mouth was just classic Lex. This film showed Lex Luthor's jealousy in full. Imagine studying Superman for several years to the point that you have memorized every single move of his, and up to the point that you can even predict his next move, his next punch, his next action. Not to talk of the fact that he had to comb through all battle scenes of Superman just to get a strand of hair in order to get a clone of Superman, or the fact that he created a war between two countries just to have an excuse to kill Superman. This level of obsession was insane. I've never seen this from a Lex character before in live action. This is easily my favorite Lex Luthor character in live action ever. Like, I was so happy to see this level of hate from Lex Luthor. This is just classic Lex. Like, seriously, I hope to see him again in sequels. It's really the most enjoyable part of this movie. Mr. Terrific surprisingly had more impact to the plot than I expected. He has this courage in the movie that I can't really explain, and he was a very funny character to me. Take for instance, during the kaiju fight, when Superman briefed Terrific of the plan, Superman was still suggesting that they fight the kaiju without hurting it. The stern look that Terrific gave him was just hilarious. He was just like, bombastic side eye. That was very funny to watch. I burst out laughing in the theater. It was very funny for me. And he was just effortlessly funny. No lines were needed, just pure comedy. Like, seriously, I need to see more of him. If you have any movie recommendation or any comic book, just leave it down there in the comment section and I'll go check it out. David and Rachel's chemistry on screen is just intense and it's very believable. You would believe that they're in love. In this scene, there was a punk rock reference which I don't fully get. Maybe because I'm not American, so I don't really understand what they meant by that. If you can explain to me in the comment section, I would appreciate. But I loved when Superman decided to turn himself in just to find Krypto. And then Lois brushed the idea of saying, it's just a dog. What do you mean it's just a dog? Do you actually know who owns that dog? I don't think she knows who owns the dog, because if she knew, she would never make that statement. Superman had to save that dog not just because of its own sake, but because Supergirl would literally level Earth if she finds out that her dog is missing. So don't you ever suggest that to Superman. Honestly, this movie made me more excited for the Supergirl movie. I think Superman's speech to Lex in the final act actually encapsulates what James Gunn was trying to do with this movie. Superman has superpowers, no doubt, but he was raised by humans, which makes him have some human flaws. And those flaws are not his weakness, but they are his source of strength. This is the entire essence of Superman, and James Gunn was able to encapsulate this and show it to us on screen, which I really much appreciate. That was a really powerful moment in that movie. I'm a bit torn on the sequence where Superman's biological parents told him to rule over Earth. That deviates entirely from the law, and I don't know how to feel about it. Maybe the message was corrupted by Lex, or Gunn actually wanted us to question it. But wherever it is, I'll go for the first option, because I can't just bring myself to believe that Superman's parents sent him here to Earth to rule over the Earth. Do you agree with James Gunn's decision, or do you have a different opinion? Also, I mentioned in my past video that James Gunn made Superman relatable by dialing down his ability. I think I was wrong about that. On a rewatch, it dawned on me, wait a minute, did Superman actually propel himself from a black hole with just his breath? Do you know what that means? A black hole? with just his breath, or the other fact that his lungs and his face was covered with nanites, and his clone was punching him to the stomach while the engineer was also holding him down. All this happened in mid-air, and he was still able to resist them and, eradicate them. So yeah, Superman is not actually weak in this movie. He's really strong. You know what a black hole is? A black hole with just your breath. Nah, this Superman is strong. I was mistaken. Jimmy Olsen is also one of my favorite characters. His subplot was hilarious, and I'm very happy that his subplot actually tied into the major plot and it didn't deviate so much from what was happening in the movie. And also, I'm hearing that there are some talks of him having his own TV shows. I don't think that's necessary, but definitely I'll be seated for that. Overall, Superman was a fun and emotional ride. The excitement in DC hasn't been like this for a long while, and I'm very happy to see the excitement in the fandom. James Gunn released the first poster for Spy Girl on X, and it got over 120,000 likes in under an hour. This level of excitement is just insane. DC is definitely back, and I'm excited to see how James Gunn's plan will unfold in the nearest future to come. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video so far, please do well to hit the subscribe button and also the like button. These things help this channel to grow and make more people to discover this channel. So thank you so much for staying to this point in this video, and I'll catch you in my next video. Cheers.